It tells me how many students or how many hits have been and how many people have actually, sort of listened to the recording. And unfortunately, like last semester, I found that a lot of people don't. And it doesn't tell you with those that are, excuse me, online and those who actually do listen to the recording. Okay. A lot of the stuff that we do is a lot of it's logistics and when and how and changes in passes and things like that. And sometimes that catches the students who don't listen to it. That they suddenly there's a new pass and there's something's changed in a submission date or whatever the change could be, and it could cost students, marks as far as submissions are concerned. Okay, but it's all the same as last semester. So there's nothing that has changed particularly for you guys. For us, it's changed a lot because it appears that the online, what they call the stats for the throughput, in other words, how many students register, how many students pass at the end of that semester. We're pretty far ahead of the national average not the national average, the online average. Okay, so we're sort of sitting at about 69% of the people that passed. We had 51 students start last semester, and I think 31 or 32 finished up in the semester. And about 18 of those they just disappeared. So what they're trying to do is at the campus level now, they're trying to see why those students have disappeared. And we know what it is because the people don't manage their time and they start applying themselves a bit too late, and eventually they find they're overwhelmed and they can't do it. So that's why I always say the first collab that we have this semester and last semester, that if there's a problem, you must let me know early so that I can try and help you. Okay. Because if you come to me at the end of the semester, then there's nothing I can do. Okay. As you know, I don't have any power or authority to give you a reprieve for any formative submission. So if you can't make the deadline for your submissions, then you have to apply on Student Hub with your evidence why you missed the submission. There has to be a pretty tight case for you to get a reprieve. Okay, ICE tasks, we can move around that a little bit. And it'll be the same sort of principle as last year. If you submit your ICE tasks on time, you'll get feedback. Okay, if you decide to wait until the last minute, then you won't get feedback because obviously it's not going to help even if I do give you feedback. The final ICE task I would carry to say that I'm not sure when it's going to be. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but it's obviously going to be like an exam situation. So they would give us a date. They'll give you a date that you have to complete it. So if you don't complete it, then obviously you would not get the marks for that particular one. Okay. So that one's a little bit different from the other three. The other three you can submit whenever you want, but again, as I say, if you submit on time, you will get your feedback. I will try for those who are a few days late, but I'm talking about the students who wait until the sort of last moment and then they submit all their tasks to get that 100 or 10 out of 10, if you want to put it that way. So it's a little bit different this year, this semester, but it's been done for a purpose, and apparently they do believe that it might have an impact on people using Dagger to do the exams. Okay. That's why you saw the first ICE task was all about sort of literacy in the sense of how do you construct a sentence and things like that. So that's what we will be evaluating. And then I must give feedback to the campus on how you fared in that particular environment. Okay. I think it's probably round about. Let's just stop. Have you got any questions for me?
Sir, I wanted to find out if as task one, it's done on Duga, so that means like when will we be able to access it on Duga to
No,
write?
no. They couldn't get the platform ready for this exercise because they decided on us too late. So what I did was with the Duga, it's just a normal submission via the link that I've created on Arc, as you did with your. So you'll see that it's just basically a background on Duga and sort of almost a kind of a how to help you create, how do you do sentences and things like that on Duga. Okay, so it's more of a sort of a refresher course on Duga. The fourth iStask, they planning that on Duga. I can't say when and I can't say how, but the way they're trying to create it, because remember, Duga is an exam, it's an assessment, a formative assessment platform. So I'm not sure how they're going to reconfigure the whole process, and even if they can. So, yeah. Um, yeah, we'll just have to take it as it comes and see whether or not they, when and how, and if they do it. If they don't, which I doubt they won't do, um, then I will then count your 3 ice tasks as 4 ice tasks, okay, or your 2 ice tasks as 4 ice tasks, okay. So don't concern yourself if it doesn't happen, and then you'll still, if you submit both your ice tasks. Ice task 1 and then the combined 2 and 3, you'll get your 10 out of 10. Okay. Does that answer your question? I know it's a bit of an anxious. I'm just as anxious as you guys because they don't keep us in the loop as far as, okay, we're there now, we've reconfigured and we're busy and it's going to be, So I do communicate with the operational personnel who control Duga. But I can only give you feedback on the feedback that they give me. Does that answer your question?
Okay, I'm still confused because it's due this week on Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but
So
the one that you've
we're
got
doing
to,
it on Word, like
yeah,
normal
let me,
Word, and then submit it.
okay, let me go back to that ice task. Okay. So where is ice task 1? Okay, I clicked on the wrong one just now. Sorry, I just want to take that away. So your ice task 1, where is it now? Why isn't it taking it? It's not giving me the links. Gosh. Oh, there we go. No, man. It was there, but Arc has been giving problems. I will have to have a look and load it, but let me go into Word and open it there. Okay, then I'll just make sure that it is there. We can. Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing. Let me get it back again. Sorry about the confusion. That one. Let me just see. Apply, transformation, identify. Identify the specific component of the transformational. Okay. Let me just see what we've done here. Semester 2 online ICE. Oh, there's the Duga ICE, sorry. Okay. Where is the ICE task? Did you manage to download it? Was it there when you had a look at it?
Yes, it was there.
Okay. Student guide, how to, okay, there we go. Okay, I'll just check on my side if it's still there, and then if it's not there, I'll try and re-upload it or whatever. Okay, I'm going to go back to and share my screen. Windows. Okay. So that is iStar's practice case and exam question Duga. So that gives you the case scenario and then the test for 15 marks. You just have to complete it on Word this time. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to evaluate how you're going to answer that question, the sentence construction, and whether you would answer for 15 marks, you'll be able to answer. And are you going to give me 15 marks worth? You understand? That's basically how they're going to do it. Okay. And then I did also, I think, upload or student how to guide for Duga, and I think what it was, the checklist, the Duga student guide, the how to guide, okay, when answering, the how to guide when answering essay type questions. So that the whole focus is on essay type questions, obviously not on the multiple choice or the match the columns or the true and false ones. Okay. There's that, and then there's all the step-by-step guide and things like that. Okay. Does that give you any more clarification?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Okay, so it's a Word document that you can submit. Taking into consideration that you need to answer to the fact where you give me 15 marks. So it's go through the supporting material, which is how to create and evaluate the students, the sentences and the construction of the sentences that you do it. Because that's one of the reasons that they found is that for 15 marks, students may have known the work, but they only gave me, say, for instance, four lines or four of facts that they actually gave me. Now, if it might be the typing skills, okay, it might be the fact that you're not English speaking mother tongue, and you're not used to Duga as per se. It was your first time on Duga, so being new to Duga, it's you didn't really, and I blame the ops people in the sense that there wasn't some kind of a training session on this particular thing. Okay, and I'm not quite sure that this exercise is going to solve the problem, but it's going to make you aware of the problem as well. Okay, so you might want to think twice and not do Duga, go into campus and write the test there, or the exam there. Or otherwise you need to, are you going to take a chance on Duga again? That's a decision I can't make for you, and I can't even provide you with information because I really believe that they should have actually had a complementary training session. And I know they do train you, but I think it's more technical training. And when they saw that problem, they should have brought in the experts, the online information people and the creative writing people, and maybe constructed a kind of a course that would teach students. If you're going to write on Duga, you need to complete this course, this writing course. Okay. Because what they're doing now, it's a little bit sort of using a normal garden hose on a huge felt fire, you know what I mean? So yeah. But as I said, it's optional. It's not ideal, but you must make a decision which is best for what you think is good. Because you've been writing exams your whole life, going to in class or wherever you when you're at school, and I'm not sure whether you wrote your other modules on Duga as well, but yeah, I'm sorry that I don't have some kind of a magic wand that's going to help you, but I think from completing that ICE task, you would have the joy that you have there is that you're going to know, if I don't know if I can do this on Duga, or yes, I can do it on Duga, and because I know it's convenient, and for some students it's actually a necessity. Because I've got one student now in the 5121 module that he's got his internet and everything, but he's way far from a campus to go and write the exam. Okay, so I will give you. What I'll do is we'll mark the tests as they come in, and then give you feedback on how we feel that you. And I'll do that as quickly as possible so that you can get into the decision-making mode. Okay. Is that all right? Is everybody happy with that? Everybody happy? Okay, everybody, or once they're happy, everybody understand. Can you give me a yes or a no or a? Okay. So just to recap, ICE Task 1 is a Duga exercise, but it's not on Duga. It's a Word document. It's to evaluate sentence writing and sentence construction. The supporting material that's on Duga will help you. There is I think, sound bits as well that you can go and listen to. ICE Task 2 and 3, okay, it's one ICE Task with activities, and then ICE Task 4 will be written on Duga, given that everything will be in place for you to write Duga. And I'm sure even if it's, after the deadline of whatever, they would accommodate that as well. Okay. Because obviously I would then mark it on Duga as well. All right. And it would be hopefully quite a bit of time before your exams. All right. Please ask, please say anything. Guys,
Yes, sir.
done? Are you okay now?
Let me clarify something again regarding this task. So, meaning we're gonna do the SIPO case study also with the first class logistics, or we are doing only SIPO? Maybe
It's up
just
to you. It's up to you. I'm not gonna. I'm not going to. What's the name? Is that 2 and 3? I start 2 and 3.
no, it's as task one. So now we have shown the SIPO case study, but
Yeah.
we've done the first class logistics and bakery.
Let me just
So
see there.
I'm wondering if we are doing both of them or only the SIPO
Okay.
case
Let me
study.
just back in the ice task. Okay. Car wash. Okay. Okay. Let me just see. Okay. Sipo. No. Where is it now? The first one. He's spending too much money. He's struggling. I'm not seeing what you're seeing. Okay, I've only got Sipu. The car wash. Is that the one you're looking at?
They were loaded both of them, the SIPO one and the logistic crust. So I'm wondering that are we doing both of them?
No,
The
you're just doing SIPO. What says ISTASK, the practice case study and exam question, Duga, that's what you'll be looking at, okay? The other documentation is just support documentation. I'm because I'm going through the ISTASK now and I'm not seeing there's nothing else in the ISTASK. It says SIPO's mobile car wash. SIPO recently launched Dalada, Suburban in it, and it says, okay, in his first month, he noticed two major challenges. He's spending too much money on petrol because his bookings are scattered, and he's struggling to handle customer bookings. Okay, then for 15 marks, question, identify 3 business management, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. That's SIPO. So I don't see any other thing. The supporting document may be that it uses another name or another case study just to explain it to you, okay?
Okay, sir, thank you.
All right. So the ISTAS is only SIPO's car wash. Okay, I'll have a look at the supporting document again and maybe see where there may be some sort of confusion. Where did you find that on what document? Can you tell me?
On ARC and ICE task 1.
Wow. Okay, let me go back to ARC. I'll just have to rechange it then if it is the wrong one, because I don't know why. Let me just go back into ARC. And I'll have to share my screen again. Sorry, I know that you don't have another Collab now. Let me just go into that one. If it's not there, then I'll change it that it is SIPO, but where we? No, man. There we go. Let me share. Okay, ISTASK 1. Oh, I haven't, it's not up on mine, but I will upload SIPO. I will upload all the documents now when we're finished. I'll re-upload everything, okay? Because I've uploaded everything and it's just disappeared. Because if you've got it, then that means I uploaded it. So I'm not sure why it's not there in mine. Okay, so I will upload everything again, okay? So you can delete what you've got there and you can carry on with the one that I'm going to upload again, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, then I'm going to close the session and I'm quickly going to upload everything that I said I would do and send out an announcement, okay? Any more questions, guys? Please email me if you have any more questions before Friday so that I can help you. You know me, I will respond as quickly as possible. Okay. Sorry, this is a little bit of a train smash at the moment because it had to be done so quickly. So the fact that there may be little errors and things in there, it's okay. So I'm going to stop the recording and then I'm going to say goodnight.